everyone, it's Emmy at the Fast Lane Car. I'm here in Colorado at beautiful Highlands Ranch Mansion, and I've got a couple of beauties behind me, and I ain't just talking about the house. Nope, I've got the 2015 Chrysler 200, and I've got it in two different trims. I got the Limited and I got the Sport. Now, y'all are always saying to us, I can't afford the top of the line cars. How can you guys never review the base models? Well, we listened, and today we're gonna mash up this Limited, which is the base, and the Sport, which is just a kick up there, and we'll tell you which one we think you should buy. Coming up next on the Fast Lane Car. One of the things that I really like about the whole Chrysler lineup these days is they really have a design thoroughfare. I mean, it's very, very thoughtful. When you look at this car, especially from the rear, you can definitely see influences from the smaller sedan, the Dart. Now, there are differences, of course, in this car because this one is less expensive. So on the S, I've got some different wheels, I've got fog lights, but basically you're looking at a well-designed car that are nearly indistinguishable from each other. So I'm in the 2015 Chrysler 200S. S stands for Sport. Yay! Now this car has got a V6 Pentastar engine, which is good for 295 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. Now what's really kind of cool about this car is that it is an all-wheel drive car, but this car actually knows when you need all-wheel drive. I don't know how they do it, but apparently this car is a weather machine, because when it senses that you don't need the all-wheel drive, for example, when you don't have any wheel slippage, when the temperature is higher, when you don't have your windshield wipers on, those kinds of things, the car is actually a front-wheel drive car. Everything disengages and you're just rocking front-wheel drive, which is really kind of cool. I mean, that way you kind of get all the advantages of all-wheel drive when you need it, but you still get the fuel economy of a front-wheel drive car when you want it. Fuel economy on this car is 18 in the city, 29 out on the highway, and 22 combined. When you turn it into sport mode, you get a little bit of a heavier steering feel. It's gonna hold your gears longer, and you get a little bit of a quicker throttle mapping, which is awesome. Listen to her go. Yeah, she doesn't sound too bad, y'all. The brakes on this feel pretty firm. I feel really secure in this car. I mean, right now I'm just rolling front wheel drive because it's a beautiful day here in Colorado, so I'm not having any issues. Now, if I want to hang out on the red line, let's see if it'll let me do that. It's telling me to shift. Oh, it holds it! Oh, it holds it at the red line! Thank you, Chrysler! That is awesome! So there's a few things that I really do like about the interior of this car. One of them is I like the 7-inch touchscreen, and I really like the Uconnect system. It's one of the most intuitive systems that I've used. It looks a little bit overwhelming because there's a lot of stuff on the screen, but once you get into it, it's very intuitive, and it really makes sense with how how to use it, how to use your presets, how to do your climate controls, how to use the navigation. It's also got, I'm a fan of cup holders, y'all, because I like to drink soda while I drive, and this doesn't have heated and cooled cup holders, unfortunately, but it does have cup holders and then this fancy cool like bin underneath. So I have a ton of storage in here because I've got the center armrest, I've got a pass through here, I've got storage in the doors. So all in all, I really like this cabin. It's very comfortable. And in the Sport, I've got these supportive bolstered seats, which are really nice. So I think they've kind of hit it out of the park with this. The only thing it's missing is a sunroof. So now I'm in the 2015 Chrysler 200 Limited. Now, this one's only got a 2.4 liter inline-4 Tiger Shark multi-air though, so that's exciting. This is good for 184 horsepower and 173 pound-feet of torque. So definitely not as powerful as the V6 in the S engine. But in this car, you're gonna get a little bit better fuel because this is offered in front-wheel drive only. There is no all-wheel drive option in this car. Wah, wah. So in this one, you get 23 out in the city, you get 36 on the highway, and 28 combined. So that is rocking pretty well. Now there's also no sport mode in this, so I don't have any paddle shifters. I just got a regular old automatic transmission, but it is the same transmission. It's the same 9-speed. And you know, I'm giving it the beans here a little bit, and it did do a nice job of holding it in second, which was pretty nice. But with this 9-speed transmission, you get a lot of like really, really quick shifts. So it keeps you in the right power band at the right time. It's much easier than having, you know, just a 6-speed transmission. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, 9-speed, it's so superfluous, you don't need that many gears, but it allows you to stay in the power band at the right amount of time. Now, suspension-wise, this has got, well, nothing special. I mean, our Sport model had a special Sport Tune suspension. This is soaking up the bumps a little bit more. I do feel like it's a little bit more roly-poly, but I think that your average consumer is going to be very, very satisfied with it. I think those of us that want something that's a little bit more youthful and fun to drive are going to migrate to the S, but you're going to be more than satisfied here with just the Limited. This car, the Limited, starts at $23,255, and with all of our options here, we end up at $26,385. And in the Sport started at $28,695, and with our options was all the way up to $34,065. So that is a huge difference for, you know, just a little bit amount of fun. For me, it's worth it because I like fun. I mean, it's not shifting till 5,500 RPMs, y'all. It really wants to hold these RPMs for you. That is fantastic. I mean, normally you get in these automatics and they're just like, bah, 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 and the next thing you know, you're just dragging and bogging down. But this seems to really kind of love the high RPMs, which is great. You know, one thing that would make this car more fun, if it had a sunroof. There's no sunroof. I can't believe there's no sunroof in any of these cars. That's a travesty. I mean, sunroof automatically makes it more fun, right? Right? Sad. So you do get a lot of the same features in this car as you would get in the Sport. There's USB connectivity. There's this incredible revolutionary cup holder, which I'm now the biggest fan of, and I want one in my life. You also have your rotary transmission here. Now, one of the reasons why they can do this fantastic revolutionary cup holder is that the transmission is so much smaller. I mean, it's 9 gears, but it's like this big. It's super tiny. So you have a lot more room in the center console, which is really nice. See how she does on this turn. No slug, no slug. No, I don't want no slug. Slug is the car that can't get no love from me. So Chrysler really is the new kid on the block into this mid-size sedan market. I mean, you've got the Toyota Camry, the Honda Accord, Nissan Altima, and the Ford Fusion all vying for their piece of the pie. The difference is that this car is offered in all-wheel drive. Now, the only one of those four that can say that is the Ford Fusion. They're all perfectly balanced and right about the same price, about the same power. So for my money, I'm looking at all-wheel drive. But what would I pick? I mean, that's the question here, right? Well, y'all know the answer to that. I'm gonna pick the one with more power. I'm gonna pick the Sport. That's not to say that the Limited here isn't a really fine car that's gonna get you exactly where you need to go reliably and comfortably, but I just like to have a little bit of fun with my car. But you know what? I've only had this car for about an hour, so I'd really like to get it out for a full week, take it on the TFL test track at IMI Motorsports, and really see what she's made out of. But for now, I'm Emmy Hall for TFL Car. Thank you so much for watching. Yay! Round of applause! Hey, you can go to tflcar.com for more real-world reviews. You can also check us out on all the social medias. Hey, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye.